Poker is a game of skill, but it's also a game of survival, as in you never really know what's coming next.
My goodness. K-Boulay, the nuts, 2 times, 2 boards.
But at the most basic level, it is still just a game. And who better to play games with than your friends? And these are my friends. Or so I thought. Until they betrayed me in more ways than one. Even knowing that all I put into my body on a daily basis is Adderall and Diet Coke, I was given some weird grass energy shot and a mystery chewable. What even was that? I forgot what he said it was, but it was something like Ashwagandha that he got in some opium den. I don't know. Was it a power-up? Performance enhancer? Or was it a setup? It could be a setup because tonight, whoever wins the least has to wear an absolutely ridiculous outfit for their next session, complete with a $14 gold chain. Trust? Gone. Dignity? Also gone. Let's get into it and pray that this isn't me. Having 4 children and a wife that works in emergency medicine as well, the most stressful part of any session is telling my wife that I'm leaving. So I have to do this with the utmost sensitivity. Hey.
Yeah.
As much as I'd like to stay here with you guys, all my friends are coming over and we're going to New Hampshire and playing poker.
Yeah, okay.
No, but for real. Love you, bye.
Since I'm getting there late, am I going to eat in the car like while we're going up there? Because if so, I'll get 2 slices of pizza because that's the thing I eat in the car.
You could do that. Of pizza.
Or we could, it's not pizza by the slice.
And you're not leaving till Kyle just gets to bed, so.
So the deal we ended up making was I can go out as long as I put the kids to bed before I go.
That's so fucked. That's not funny. The school's gonna call me and then she's gonna blame it on me. They're gonna say, who showed you that? She's gonna go, my dad.
When you have a bunch of 22, 24-year-old poker players that want to hang out with you, they have to know that this is the trade-off. I have a bunch of kids. I can drive, I can hang out, but I gotta do my responsibilities. So while we wait for bedtime, Dukey has a little present for us that may end up costing me this bet.
So I'm here with JQ Poker, K-Boulay Poker. Like I mentioned, both good friends of mine, both not very healthy at all. I got you guys some Ashwagandha. Instead of having Adderall, you just take one of these, and it'll get you right, get you locked in.
Now let me make this clear. To you, it may just seem like a silly little bet that involves us dressing up like idiots. But to me, it's more than that. I used to be 310 pounds. I'm now at my goal weight, and I'm a little vain about it. I know what clothes look good on my body type, and I spend quite a bit of money to make sure I look pretty good at all times. And honestly, I don't feel like I'm gonna be able to pull this off, even as a joke. Walking into a home game or a casino or a card room wearing this horrendous getup would be the equivalent of, honestly, probably like the underwear dream to everybody else. Like walking into class in just your underwear. It'll be that embarrassing. It'll be like, hey, look at me, embarrassing. I honestly feel like these other guys are good looking enough to pull it off, but for me, I know, and what pisses me off is that it doesn't look fucking terrible.
Like you look like a douchebag, but
I honestly rely on flattering clothing and subtle jewelry, not that thing.
If you guys want to knock one of these back with me, it'll get us locked in, ready to go.
You could be drugging me right now. I don't know. I'm blindly
I could
just
be,
eating and drinking what you're fucking giving me. Oh, it tastes like grass.
So good luck us. Let's go win the minimum and lose the maximum.
Now, in addition to the ridiculous poker outfit and ridiculous gaudy chain bet that we have, we're also going to have 2 other side bets for tonight's session.
Spank Bounty and the Push-Up Bounty. Spank Bounty is, if you're heads up with someone pre-flop, the winner has the right to spank the loser before the next cards are dealt.
Now, I'm looking to spank someone. So much so that let's fast forward a little bit. This hand, we're in the middle of 3 other players to a flop. I have a mediocre suited ace and flop top pair on a board with no spades, obviously. Now, here's the exact crappy thing about calling pre-flop raises with mediocre aces. I'm almost certainly dominated here. But when no one shows interest and it checks through, I bet the turn and get folds over to my Spank buddy. He folded last, so technically, weren't we heads up at one point? Come on, this should count. Come on, I want to just spank him.
If you're heads up with someone pre-flop,
We try to get the others involved at the table, but it gets shut down pretty quick.
You win a hand. You're
Yeah, man.
spank the loser before there's action on the next.
Dude,
It's pretty good.
push-up bounty is
now remember the whole 310 pounds thing? Now picture that, but in a fire academy. I can hold my own, but not so much with push-ups.
if you get bluffed in a pot by someone, this is only heads up as well, and they show it, you do 10 push-ups for every $50 that are in the pot.
No way, dude.
Being forced to do push-ups will for sure give me PTSD about the fire academy. The thought of being yelled at by my chiefs in a paramilitary setting. I swear they were so close to my face yelling and screaming that I could accurately guess their dinner the night before. So I'm not thrilled about the push-up bounty, but spank me anytime. Now, even before we see any cards, one of us does something that may have just sealed our fate.
Dukey just bought in with a bunch of 50s, so he's definitely going to be running bad. That's horrendously bad luck. So it's looking like we're good. He's probably going to get spanked.
On the drive.
He's probably going to have to wear the chain. And what was the third thing? Oh, bunch of push-ups. Bunch of push-ups.
Now, when we get there, because it's so late, the 1-3 game is full. So we all sit down at the 1-2 game and wait. Now, the 1-2 game is a $300 cap. What happens next is actually pretty interesting, because one of us gets felted immediately. One of the first hands I see at the 1-2 table is an absolute premium. I have Dukey to my left, and I look down at pocket tens. Even though it's a 1-2 game, the $5 straddle is on, and I make it $20. Now, Dukey doesn't take too long to 3-bet me this $60. Now, it's 1-2. I feel like I only have one option here, and it's to go all in. What should I do?
Isolate the fish. That's what I'm doing.
Give me that friggin' triangle. All in. And I get snapped with ace-king of diamonds. I need to avoid an ace, a king, or diamonds.
There's no way.
I'm not using my one time. You can have it. No ace or a king on the flop, so we're good there. But the turn comes in another diamond, putting 2 diamonds on the board. If the river comes an ace, a king, or a diamond, we get felted immediately. Diamonds.
You got me? You definitely have.
Do I? But because we run so pure against Dukey, the river comes out another 10 just to needle him. And you know what that means. We were all in, pre-flop, and I won.
You get one. You only get one.
Only get one?
Only get one. Make it good.
Can I grab it?
Do whatever you want, man. I don't care. Nice. Ship it.
The feeling of accomplishment that I got from the Spank Bounty was short-lived, and I start to feel a little funky.
Some mushrooms in there as well. Some mushrooms in there as well. Some mushrooms in there as well.
I'm freaking out right now, man. The mushrooms are turning on me.
Look, I don't read labels. I'm not even going to pretend to know what was in that stuff he gave me, but all I know is I'm not thinking clearly, because I now do something I never do when I play cards.
That is out, yeah.
Not for nothing. I know I joke. And I say I take Adderall before every session, and it's a performance-enhancing drug. The real reason is because it keeps my emotions out of my card playing. I am one to get very tilty very quickly. And as you know, I didn't take any this session. Now I'm starting to drink, so we have weird unknown substances that I've taken. Now alcohol. My emotions are flowing. Let's throw a bad beat in there. The $5 straddle is on, and we're under the gun, and raise it up to $15 with ace jack offsuit. We have 2 callers, and we go 3 ways to a flop. The flop comes out ace high with 2 hearts. I was the pre-flop aggressor. I hit top pair. Perfect time for a c-bet. I make it $25, and both players call. The turn comes out a rag. Let's keep up the aggression. $50. Both players come along. The river comes out a jack, giving us 2 pair. However, it is the jack of hearts, bringing in the front door flush. Not gonna give up just yet, not after 2 streets of aggression. And bet $150. The guy to my left stays in and calls, but then Dom re-raises me $450. Going over the top here. I just don't think he has any bluffs here. Unless he has the naked ace of hearts, which I feel like may just be a call, because there's showdown value there, but I don't know. This is a tough one. I've played with Dom before, and he is capable of bluffing, but I just don't see him picking a spot like this to do it. I've been showing aggression all 3 streets.
This, you just said he has no bluffs there. You have no bluffs there.
Now, when I find myself in a spot like this where I'm questioning my moves, I'm questioning my play, I think the fact that I'm friends with other poker players that go through this as well. Now, on the car ride over here, when we were discussing strategy and gameplay and faults in our own game, I had said that I had a habit of getting emotional at the table, and this is the advice that my friends gave.
Every shit is a piss, but not every piss is a shit.
Every piss can be a shit if you push hard enough.
Tough laydown, but I'm happy with it. But I'm a couple Coors Lights in, and I start to get a little emotional, little tilty. Did I play that hand wrong? Could I have gotten away from it sooner? Should I have checked the river? But just when I think I'm going to go off the deep end, start making bad moves, the waitress comes over and brings me a menu, and there's a hot dog on it.
That's a hot dog, dude. You got to.
Yo, who's on munchies tonight, yo?
Not me.
What do you guys want? Some beef jerky, some peanut butter, get some Haagen-Dazs ice cream bars, a whole lot of hot. Make sure chocolate, gotta have chocolate.
I happily order a hot dog and move on to the next hand. We look down at ace-10 offsuit from the big blind, and we call a $20 open along with 3 other people, and we go to a flop. There are 2 diamonds on the flop, and I do have the ace of diamonds, so right off the bat, I know that I block the nut flush. The initial aggressor c-bets the flop for $50. We lose 1 player, but the person to my right calls. Now, if I call here and the diamond hits the turn, I think I'm going to check raise and rep the nut flush, which is what happens. A diamond hits the turn, I check, but it checks through. Now, I had every intention of playing this hand pretty sneakily, but when it checks through and another diamond hits the river, I don't have to. All my skill goes out the window. I rivered the nuts. Now I want to milk everybody instead of bluffing them off. I bet $100 on the river, lose the initial aggressor, and the king of diamonds calls me. Pretty good sized pot we take down. Didn't even have to use any of the skills that I wanted to use. Now every dealer change, there's a double board hold'em bomb pot. Every player puts in $15 and we go right to a double flop. Most of these end in a chop, but if you can scoop, or if you can get multi-way action, it can be very beneficial. Now we look down at our favorite hand, King Queen, but it's not suited. If it was suited, it'd be my absolute favorite hand because of...
My goodness. K. Boulay. The nuts. 2 times. 2 boards.
Now on both boards, we have something. The top board, we have an open-ended straight draw, and the bottom board, we have a gut shot straight draw. There's a $25 bet from middle position, and it's good enough to float. Now we bink the nut straight on the top board and hit top pair on the bottom board. It checks through, and now I open for $75 and get a caller. The river comes out on the top board, pairing the board, so we no longer have the nuts. And the bottom board comes another king, so we now have trips on the bottom board. So we have the nut straight on the top and trips on the bottom. I bet $200 and get a fold. I'll scoop a bomb pot. Things are looking pretty good. So as we rake in that bomb pot, it's almost 1 a.m. and the poker room is closing, so it's the moment of truth.
Are you up?
Yeah, I'm up. I think for sure.
All right, so it's just sorry, buddy.
Sunglasses. Something ridiculous, like head to toe ridiculousness, or what? Yeah, I'll plan something out.
All right.
So unfortunately, Dukey did lose the challenge, but I was right there when he lost the pot that pretty much cost him this contest. And I have to show you guys. This is a dramatic reenactment.
Hi guys, as always, this is Kyle's impersonation of Dukey Bets. Feel free to go on his channel up in the corner here and let him know how he's doing. As always, we're trying to turn sand into gold here, and we look down at pocket deuces. And since the pre-flop aggressor plays like a literal child, I think we are pretty safe to go ahead and call this $20 pre-flop raise. And it's a good thing we did because we hit a set right on the flop. We're going to check here for deception, and the pre-flop aggressor stays aggressive with a $40 bet. We're going to go ahead and raise it up here, no need in slow playing, and we're going to make it $105. We get a pretty quick call from Dom, and we're going to go on to a turn here, which is another king, giving us a full house. Any fear we had about the front door flush now goes out the window. No point in checking here. We're just going to come right out for $150. And it's met by a call from Dom. A literal brick comes out here on the river, and there's nothing much to do but go all in for our remaining $484.
Sorry, I have quads.
And we're snap called with the actual nuts.
That's terrific.
Maybe if I were one of the elite like K-Boulay Poker, I would be able to get away from this hand, but we're just going to take this loss on the chin.
And the kid took it like a champ. Better than I could say. Seriously, especially against one of your friends. I'm glad it wasn't me in that position because Dom would be walking home.
All right, so obviously I'm up, JQ's up,
I'm not wearing that stupid thing.
Dom's up, so it's looking like Dukey's going to have to wear all the bullshit. It's almost about the time of the night where Dukey threatens to delete his channel.
Yo, bro, I think I'm gonna stop playing poker, delete my YouTube channel.
He's gonna
get an internship with JP Morgan.
He's gonna call his ex-girlfriend, say how much he misses her.
He shows up to the next session, dressed like an idiot, but with the absolute gusto of a champion. And it really was that Kings versus Deuces hand that put him in this ridiculous outfit. But, you know, poker is crazy. 1 minute you're up, the next minute you're wearing a ridiculous necklace that you said you'd never be caught dead in. But honestly, that's the best part. It's not just about the cards, it's about the people you sit across from. The jokes, the side bets, the shots you probably should have taken or are glad you didn't take. At the end of the day, it's these moments, the laughs, the memories, that matter way more than who wins and who loses. Whether it's poker, chasing your dreams, or just living your own life, surround yourself with people who lift you up, who challenge you, who aren't afraid to make you look like a complete and total idiot, and that still kind of like you anyway. Because that's how you know you're winning, no matter what your bankroll says. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you at the next one.